Hi, I'm Crispy Driver, and today we're trying the Duct Tape Deathmatch Challenge. We're going to be attempting this in the Honda EG6, and basically the premise is I'm going to tape my hand to the wheel and try to make it down the hill. Now, I did this a few different times, and I definitely think there's a trick to it that I didn't really quite figure out until the end. But I'll definitely talk about that more as we go along. If you have other challenges you'd like to see me try, feel free to leave them in the comments. And if you like the video, please like it. And if you don't mind giving me a subscribe, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and you have a wonderful day. So as you can see here, we're in the Honda EG6, starting off at the top of the hill. Now, this was one of the runs that didn't turn out super well. Definitely had better ones. But it shows one important thing that I wanted to talk about a little bit, which was the kind of key thing I figured out when it comes to doing the downhill, especially in a front-wheel drive car, especially when your hand is taped. You really, really want a handbrake, and unfortunately, my rig at this time doesn't have one, and I was unable to find a button or a setting that would allow me to kind of use it on my wheel, like by using one of the other buttons or paddles. As you can see there, I kind of smacked to the inside of the wall a little unintentionally, but we kept on going. Again, in these early runs, I was just trying to learn the track a little bit, learn what gears I could be in for different things, trying to find a groove for the actual road. So, just on corners like this, I tend to have to almost lean my entire body over to actually make the corner. And in some of these later hairpins, you'll notice that you almost have to stop, which obviously isn't the fastest way to get around a course. So definitely think that in the future, when I try this again, I definitely will be investing in a handbrake. I think that'll make the world of difference here. Just getting the rear end swung around, especially in corners like this one, if I could get that thing swung around, I could be a lot more confident on the throttle and just, completely run it out as loud as I can. There's here on these corners here, I'm just slowing so far down. And you may hear me too, kind of blipping the throttle. It's definitely me just not being confident with this particular track. I've really only driven it a few times, and definitely haven't quite got the hang of it completely yet. As you notice, I go a little wide there and just barely keep the car on the track. Coming to this little tightening left-hander and just about lose it there, thinking that maybe I could get a little wider. But obviously there's a bit of a degree of angle on that entry that I didn't see. Sitting here trying to run for the gutters through those corners, which I did find kind of helped pull the wheel through. But again, you felt like you were at the top of the RPM gauge and you were just trying to blip your way through, which doesn't seem like the most efficient way to get around. But yeah, I think the main thing I learned after doing this is that a handbrake can make a world of difference in a front-wheel drive car. I think I kind of went into this thinking that a front-wheel drive car, you don't need a handbrake and you should be able to do this. It wouldn't be important, but it definitely is. It definitely helps, I think, in that, again, it just swings that rear end around. Again, I just understeer straight through there. Where I could have maybe kind of tapped a little bit of a handbrake through there, might have been able to get that rear end around, and that's really all it would have took to make a lot of these corners. But as you get a little closer here to it's bad here, and I definitely missed my brakes there. I didn't realize how tight that left corner was, and then I think just getting a little irate with myself. I kind of go to the next corner a little bit too fast as well, and it completely spins me around, and I think that's the end of that run. So here's another run. This one's quite short. Just going again to show what happens when you're just too heavy into it. You just understeer everywhere. Notice I'm using a little bit more tape this time around, and it gets worse because the more I had to do this, the more tape I had to do to keep it on my sweaty hands. So again, kind of understeering into that corner as it was, which didn't look too bad, but I think was not efficient, not the fastest way around that corner. So continuing on. We're just really trying, and you can tell that on this particular run, I had been running for a lot longer. I had been driving this track more, so I knew a lot of the early corners. Some of the later corners I wasn't quite making it to through the runs. I definitely still had more trouble with, and you'll see that in my full run that's coming up. So really understeer you through there into the grass. Just again, trying to push it too hard, thinking again that if I can drive it like a Karen in an Altima, I can maybe get that rear end swung around if I can just get enough ass going. But it just wasn't happening for me. And although there was a few good corners there, overall this run ends pretty badly right into the grass. So that's the end of the bad runs. I'm gonna leave you off now with my good run. I will say I really appreciate you putting in the time to watch this video, and I do hope you have a good day. Enjoy this VTech sounds.